So, I'm going to check out Rainbow Falls. So, one thing I wanted to talk about today is perception. I've heard a quote or a line that perception is everything. I first heard that when I was in the Air Force. You know, it's kind of a peculiar thing to hear. Perception is everything. But it's not always referring to perception of what you see. Could be perception of what others think of you, or what others think you're trying to mean, and could also be simply referring to the way that you dress. For instance, I like to dress up. I like to wear floral patterns, things that brighten my mood. I heard something interesting a couple weeks ago as I was out shopping, and it was two individuals, and they'd said, "Oh, so-and-so just does too much." I was like, it's interesting. Now, what could they mean by that person does too much? And without knowing who they were talking about, kind of makes you ponder on things such as, is it in reference to the way that somebody dresses? They overdress, but that could be counterintuitive, as some of the most productive people in the world say, be the best dressed in the room. And if that's the way that they were referring, well, then I would happen to disagree. Could they be talking about maybe this person spends too much time working? Then it makes me think, too much time working? How do they know that the person that's doing their work doesn't enjoy it? Maybe that's what brings them happiness. And if that's the case, then I have to say that those two individuals were wrong. Otherwise, could it be referring to a person says too much? Maybe the person talks too much, or expresses their emotions or their feelings. I suppose in certain situations, depending on the venue, the audience that you're around, it's probably generally best to not really express emotions. Talk about things that kind of bother you. But I don't know if that's necessarily always true either. So, I guess I'm really trying to say is, to all those people that are being judgmental without trying to understand the person, maybe you should reflect back on yourselves and try and figure out why you think the other people are doing too much. Because those other people may think you're not doing enough. But really, it comes down to situational happiness or comfort. But if you don't know the other person's situation, maybe it's best to hold those comments to yourself. who does it really benefit? Apart from expelling a little more carbon dioxide into the air, putting out a little more toxic, poisonous gas. So if that's generally the kind of comments that you're making, I mean, you're certainly free to make them, but I hope you really think about, does it really help your situation? Does it help others' situation? Maybe you're just venting from your own frustration. I don't know. What I do know is situation I'm currently in. It's a beautiful one. Surrounded by all these trees. That makes me think of family tree. You know, everybody is bound to have certain similarities with other people in their family, attributes that they biologically picked up, and even things that they may have socially learned based on the family that they were raised in. But I hope that everybody is reluctant to judge everyone based on the family that they come from. So if you do base on, you know, parents, the siblings of everybody, kind of overlooking the fact that everyone is their own person. Not everybody gets an opportunity then to really express themselves and shine, show the value to the world. So they're just judged based on other people. That just doesn't seem right. Kind of silly to think that would happen, but it does. Every family seems to have some form of a black sheep, somebody who doesn't quite fit in, a little bit different. Could be for the better, could be for the worse. And then in society, it could be an entire family that's just viewed as being different. Quiet, people that just sit back and do their work, accept what comes their way, and appreciate the value of listening to others' comments without saying a lot. Really develop a different perspective, because you hear a lot of different personalities that come through, and a lot of the time the loudest one seems to be representative of a family, a social gathering, even a city. But if you look at things in that way, you kind of forget about the individuals. Those individuals that are sitting, listening, and realize that regardless of the things that they're considering in the comments that very well could have a valid point, may make a lot of sense, but if they don't have a loud enough voice, they're not going to be heard. So there's others that are louder, have group support because they're outgoing, and they certainly could have some great ideas, but that doesn't mean they always have the best ones. We're at a precarious little board here, Let's take a look. We're gonna walk it anyway, 'cause it's probably gonna hold. Made it. Really nice, calm day today. Sun's behind a few clouds. Keeps it a little bit cooler. Great for hiking. It's hiking on an August super sunny day. Gets to be a little bit much. I mean, I'd still do it anyway because it's good to get out there, but I'm grateful that it's a little bit cloudy today. I can hear a waterfall coming. Here we are at one of the falls, so let's take a peek. The swirling as the water approaches the edge. It's kind of like emotions too. Things can develop and tumble, change. That may change the way that you view the situation you're in. Or maybe not. But here's another view. All these down trees here, you know, you look at them and you're like, oh, it's a little unsightly. I don't know if I really like that, just a down tree on the side of the trail. But really, it can provide such a purpose. And sometimes you don't even really consider the purpose, don't understand, just judge. But really, those down logs can slow down erosion, the flow of water as it's coming down this hill. Well, sure, water really flows down this way, and you know, throughout a lot of the forest, sure, it just keeps flowing down to one of the lowest points, and you get some of those bigger rain events, and it just keeps going. So, you know, even in life, is you may have something happen, or you see something that you just don't really like the looks of it, could be there for a reason. And you may never even know why, but it doesn't change the fact that it's there. Just keep climbing that hill. The more hills you climb, the more you test yourself, the better you're going to get at climbing hills. The more confident you get, more endurance, more stamina. After a while, start looking forward to those hills, because you can say that you did that, you accomplished that, and that's a good feeling. So if you're just starting out, you're looking at a hill of 5 stairs, 20 stairs, and even me get winded after a little bit. Nothing wrong with taking a break, as long as you get back to it. Keep going. It's part of life. Just keep climbing those hills. Go get after it. Find those hills that mean something to you. Have a reason. If you don't have a reason to climb a hill, you may not be searching hard enough. Sometimes it pays to look in the mirror, think about the way that you view yourself and how others might view you, and talk to those people that you're closest with. See the way that others view you, because really, I think as people, we wear many different masks. We become different people depending on the company we're in. If we're in an uncomfortable situation, we may become even more quiet than we would be with people that we're more familiar with. For instance, when I'm hiking and there's people around, I become very quiet. Hi, how's it going? Hi. But I think that generally it pays to listen to the positive, constructive criticism of others, as long as it's somebody that you know and trust is going to be saying things that you know are going to benefit you. Maybe other comments that just let roll off your back. And that's it's okay too, because sometimes we don't realize the way that others view us, especially people that don't really know us. But at the same time, I don't really know the value of asking their opinion anyway. So you certainly can. Maybe a little bit more of an odd conversation. Hey, how's it going? Hey, what do you think of me? I wouldn't recommend that. But a lot of the time it seems that people don't always necessarily value you based on your positive aspects or attributes, but may look at your vices, the negative things about you. So I think it's easier to judge those. And interestingly enough, I think a lot of the people that judge those may also have experienced the same vices and have chosen to change their lives. I think generally people have the tendency to be quite judgmental instead of reinforcing a positive thing. It's easier to just look at the negative. And it's sad. It's an unfortunate reality, at least from my perspective anyway. But I think that's also why it's important to talk to the people that know you the best and see how they view you. If you're going up for a new position, a new job, sometimes it pays to do a little bit extra. Straighten out your life. Stop those vices that are keeping you down. Maybe put an extra smile on in the office. Ask people how they're doing. And genuinely care. Might pay to do a little bit extra. Dress a little bit nicer. Maybe put a little lotion on your face an extra time that day. Our face is our money maker in the way that people view us. So if you're not taking care of your skincare, might be a first step, first thing to change, start doing. And in reality, it's going to help you in many ways, not just socially. It pays to do those extra steps. And though some people may say so-and-so is doing too much, well, that same person might be missing out on a job because they may not be doing enough. And at the same time, they could be just as happy. It comes down to every individual to determine what makes them happy. And don't be afraid to show your personality, things that you value. I don't know if everybody necessarily wants to wear some floral prints, but it makes me happy, so I'm doing it. And I hope you find something that makes you happy too. Regardless of what people are going to say, go out there and do it. We took a little trip to Rainbow Falls.